Foreign land ownership in the United States. What top countries own the most land in the United States? And is China one of them? The Foreign Holdings of U.S. Agricultural Land Report, or AFIDA report, is an annual report that reports all foreign holdings across the United States for agricultural land. This report provides data by state and county, and the three major categories broken down are cropland, forest, and pasture. In addition, this report provides data for non-agricultural land owned to give a total land ownership by foreign country. The data for the AFIDA report is from the Agricultural Foreign Investment Disclosure Act, which requires all foreign investors who acquire, transfer, or hold an interest in the U.S. agricultural land to report such holdings and transactions to the Secretary of Agriculture. This annual report is reported to Congress. Now, a side note, if foreign investors do not report their holdings, they get fined, and many have been caught not reporting their holdings. Concerning forest land in the United States, there's over 818 million acres. 21 million acres are owned by a foreign country or entity at 2.5%. The largest foreign country or entity that owns forest land in the United States is Canada, as of 2022 when this report was published. Here's a breakdown of the foreign holdings of forest land provided by the USDA. As you can see, it's mainly on the West Coast and East Coast via 2022. Concerning U.S. cropland, there's over 893 million acres. Out of that, foreign holdings is around 12,500,000 at 1.4%, and Canada is the largest owner. Here's another breakdown of the foreign holdings for cropland, which is mainly concentrated in the Midwest and also West Coast, mainly in California, as you can see on this map. Concerning pasture land in the United States, there's over 120 million acres. 7.5 million acres of that is owned by a foreign entity at 6.3%. Foreign pasture land is mainly concentrated in the Midwest and also the West Coast of the United States. Currently, the largest foreign landowners by state is Hawaii at 12.8%, which is up by 3% from the previous year, and also Maine at 21.1%. The top 5 foreign landowners by country. Number 5, Denmark. Total land in the United States owned 1,622,000 acres, made up of cropland 165,000 acres, pasture land 120,000 acres, and forest land 840,000 acres. The remainder is non-agricultural land. Number 4, Germany. Total acreage owned 2,335,000 acres, cropland 851,000 acres, pasture at 545,000 acres, and forest land at 809,000 acres. The remaining amount is non-agricultural land. Number 3, Italy. Total land owned 2,807,000 acres, cropland at 1,719,000 acres, pasture at 749,000 acres, and forest land at 24,000 acres. The remaining amount of land is non-agricultural. Number 2, Netherlands. Total land owned 5,300,000 acres. Of that, cropland is 351,000 acres, pasture is 258,000 acres, and forest land at 3.9 million acres. And the country that owns the most U.S. land, Canada. Total land owned 14 million acres. Of that, cropland is at 4.6 million acres, pasture at 507,000 acres, and forest land at 5.6 million acres. Now let's talk about China. According to the AFIDA report, China owns 346,000 acres. Of that, cropland is 40,000, pasture is 12,000, forest is 4,000, and other acreage is 290,000 acres. This map shows all the land holdings held by China in the United States reported to AFIDA. Is this accurate? No. To prove this, we're going to talk about one transaction which was in Verde County, Texas, of 140,000 acres, which is 40% of the portfolio of Chinese ownership in the United States. It all started when a Chinese billionaire with ties to the CCP, or Chinese Communist Party, bought this acreage from 2016 through 2018. For this map, which is Verde County, the red sections where the white arrows are is where the land was purchased. Red arrow indicates Laughlin Air Force Base, which is the largest pilot training base in the United States Air Force. Yellow X's indicate conservation easements, the Devils River State Natural Area, and the Amistad National Recreational Area. These areas surround the Devil's River and its watershed, and is considered the most unspoiled river in Texas. Initially, this purchase of 140,000 acres went unnoticed until the Devil's River Conservancy, or DRC, learned that the new owners wanted to build a wind farm. The DRC conservationists and ranchers took action to fight the project due to concerns related to threatening the ecosystem and endangered species in the region, via previous experience of the Rock Springs wind farm southeast of the project that drilled into the aquifer that supplies the Devil's River. The buyer was unknown to the DRC, and other groups did thorough research to find out who the owner was, and they reported it to the state of Texas. According to some sources, the FBI, CIA, and other agents had to be engaged to find who the buyer was. Brazos Highland or Son did not follow AFIDA guidelines and attempted not to report per law. The SDA to Brazos Highland Properties and Son were in violation of the AFIDA regulations by 8,017 days. Now, I do not know how they calculate those days, but this is what the letter stated. Son and Brazos Highland Properties were initially fined $21 million for this violation, but it was reduced to $120,000. And this letter for the violation was sent out 2021, 5 years after the initial purchase of this property. Due to Son's ties to the CCP, the non-disclosure of land bought, the proximity to Laughlin Air Force Base, building of a wind farm, and the request to tie into the ERCOT power grid drew the attention to local and national politicians. Due to these concerns, the Lone Star Infrastructure Act was passed in the state of Texas, which prevents any entity or individuals from China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran contracting with the Texas critical infrastructure. This act, passed in 2021, prevented Son and his company, Brazos Highland, to build a wind farm in Verde County, Texas. In the latest chapter for this property, Brazos Highland Properties and Son has sold part of the property over to Grenalia. Grenalia is looking to build the wind farm that was originally planned with 700-foot wind turbines in Verde County. Ranchers and also conservation groups have sent out letters with strong opposition related to this wind farm. In addition, litigation is possible with ERCOT. As I stated earlier, is the AFIDA report accurate? Well, it's only as accurate as someone reports. Per this example I just gave about Brazos Highland Properties and Son. I personally think there's more properties like this that were not reported to AFIDA by multiple foreign companies. What are your thoughts? And thank you for watching.